Hi everybody, Ron from WallaceWow.com. Today is April 28th and it's planting day here on the farm, and I'm going to show you how I plant my giant pumpkin plants. These seedlings are approximately 14 days old. I've had my 5x7 greenhouses up for approximately 2 weeks with 24-foot jump start heating cables. Has heated the soil up to 72 degrees, which is perfect to get seedlings in. It's going to be a nice day today, about 62 degrees, not too hot. We'll have to make sure the greenhouse is vented. But what I'm going to do is show you how I plant my giant pumpkin plants. I have a few products here that I measure and put precisely in a planting hole. Root Shield Plus biological fungicide contains T22 Trichoderma Hyzanum. Okay, when you're inoculating plants with biologicals, it's better. You have to really do it early. If you wait till it's late and you have a problem, you won't be able to correct the problem. So even though we started it at the seedling stage, we're still going to do it again and throughout the season. So we have 3 teaspoons of Root Shield, 2 tablespoons of our Wow Premium Pumpkin Pro, tested at over 300 propagules per gram, 1 tablespoon of azosprilin. What Azos does, it's a cloning solution. It drops roots really fast. The more roots you have, the more areas for inoculation by a mycorrhizal fungi. Okay, we have 1/4 cup of blood meal, just some organic nitrogen. Blood meal takes a little bit of time to break down because you need the microbes to digest it and excrete it to break down to supply your plant, but it's just a nice little extra nitrogen in there to get the plants going. Wiggle worm castings, great organic product. You know, very low in NPK, but it's a great source of some organics for your plant. So I put a 1.5 cups of wiggle worm in the hole. What I've done to speed up time is I pre-dug the hole and I've measured everything out. Okay, so what I do is, this is the 2261 Pabst 2016 North American record. It's in a 1-gallon pot. What I would do is measure the planting depth. I plant on like a 45-degree angle, like that. That planting depth looks perfect to me. So what we're going to do is, how I take these pots out, I used to go into 2-gallon pots, but I found that it was very difficult to transplant. What I do is I make sure the soil is wet. I use Companion biological fungicide and Essential, which contains 20 L-amino acids together for its first drench in the 1-gallon pot. It's 1 teaspoon per gallon on the Companion, 1/2 teaspoon per gallon on the Essential. So what I do is I'm just going to pack the soil down just a little bit. This is the first true leaf. The main vine always falls opposite of the first true leaf. So we want to make sure the first true leaf goes back this way. What we're going to do is compact it just a little bit, flip it over, just give it just a little bit of tap. Okay? You can see the nice root system that we have going there, and I've never had a problem with these falling apart. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to take our mixture that we already pre-measured, and we're going to put it in our planting hole. Okay? What I'm going to do is mix that up just a little bit. Okay? Once again, our first true leaf is back here, 45-degree angle. Okay? And what I'm going to do is just put a little soil in front just to hold it in place for now. Okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to take 3 of my Wow Super Starter Packs. This is going to hold fertilizer in place for about 4 to 5 weeks to help this plant get off to a good start. These are my most popular item, my biggest seller, especially to people who grow a lot of tomatoes and indoor products. So we're going to put 3 starter packs in the hole. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to continue to cover the plant. I'm going to put a little soil around all sides. What I'm going to do is tamp it down just a tiny bit. We don't want to make sure there's a lot of air pockets. And you can see I'm moving the soil gently. We're going to push it down just a little bit. You want good soil contact there. Eventually we're going to put some bamboo to keep the plant stable, because if you get a little bit of a gust of wind inside a greenhouse, it could snap your plant when they're small. I've had that happen once before. We don't want it to happen again. So what I'm going to do now is, this plant is essentially planted. So what I do is I take my hand and just make a little basin around the plant. What this does is, when you're watering the plant, all those biologicals, whatever you're using, it's going to stay right in the planting area, because you know the roots now are just only in and around here. So what we'll do is we'll be coming back with a drench at 1 teaspoon per gallon of triple 12 with salicylic acid. Once again, the salicylic acid is going to keep inoculating the roots, keep them protected from diseases. We'll also be going with TKO phosphite soon, because through my studies and researches, we kind of used to wait to start the program sometime the 2nd or 3rd week of June on some of the products, because Pythium, being a big product for us, would always come in later in July or August. But through my research, my friend Dave Stelz went to a seminar this winter, said, you know, we need to be starting that stuff a lot sooner. So I'm starting it right out of the gates this year, okay? So what we've done is we got our 2261 planted. We have our tag to identify the plant, because it's very, very important when you're making your genetic crosses, okay? And that's essentially it. I'm going to give this a little bit more of a drink of water. And then on our next video, I'm going to show you, I put a piece of cattle fence in here with a lamp with a 100-watt bulb. And that's how I keep the plant warm at night. I'll put the cattle fence over with the 100-watt bulb, and I'll throw a tablecloth or a light blanket over it. And nights that are in the mid to high 30s, I can keep it around 64, 65 degrees in here, because these plants need warmth, soil, air, everything to grow. When you put them in the ground, they kind of sit and they lollygag just a little bit till they take hold, okay? So that's about it for now. Once again, I'm Ron at wallacewilds.com. Please email me, ron@wallacewilds.com, if you have any questions. Thank you very much.